Welcome to Core of a Character, a brand new series where we look at characters in media and analyze them through the emotions they evoke in us. This first episode here is a doozy. It's about Sonic the Hedgehog, a character that evokes a lot of different emotions in a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. But I think I can safely say that we all love Sonic. Maybe not every game he's in, but there's some part of him that draws us in. Whether it's the cool factor, the cute factor, or his humor, there's something about Sonic everyone can love. He's like Mickey Mouse in a way, he's universal. Part of why that is because he's had so many different portrayals over the years. Here, when I say Sonic, what's the first version of him that pops into your mind? Is it this Sonic? This one? It might even be this one, I don't know. There have been so many not just games, but shows, movies, comic books. Who Sonic is varies from person to person. Which is your favorite Sonic? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to see everyone get passionate about their favorite portrayal. That's what Sonic does to people. He gets them passionate. Every Sonic fan has a different interpretation of him than everyone else, and people love to engage with that version of the character. And you might argue that most characters in media are like this. Every player has their own slightly different headcanon for Samus or, I don't know, Mario. And even in movies, you'll see people come up with headcanons for Harry Potter, Star Wars, whatever. But characters in those properties are consistent, for the most part. Sonic the Hedgehog is a lot of things. Consistent is not one of them. If he's consistent in anything, it's how inconsistent he is. He's reserved in one game, lighthearted in a movie, goofy as hell in a TV show. He's all over the place in terms of personality and design. I think that lack of direction for him as a character is what's led to everyone having their own little version of Sonic. Sure, he's almost always cracking jokes and being cool, but how much should he lean into one at the expense of the other? People have their own answers to that question. I kinda see the different interpretations of Sonic as a spectrum. On one end, you have cool, and on the other, you have goofy. I think the coolest Sonic has ever been was on the Genesis. He's there to save the day and nothing more. The opening to Sonic CD is one of the raddest things ever created by a human being. And on the opposite end, you have something like the Sonic Boom TV show. Now, granted, I've only seen clips of the show online, but I can't imagine this guy trying to be cool. And he is funny in this portrayal. The clips I've seen have definitely gotten some laughs out of me. But he's not cool, no matter how much he's wrapped up like a mummy. Both of those portrayals execute on their vision of Sonic pretty well. And when it gets complicated is how you mix the two. Should he be mostly cool, but joke around occasionally like in Sonic Frontiers? Or should he be more of a joker, but still have a little bit of that cool factor, like with Movie Sonic? Personally, I prefer a more cool Sonic. Like I said, the animated sequences in Sonic CD are what you find in the dictionary when you look up the word cool. Like we're edging into badass territory. There's an effortlessness to the cool factor for Sonic. They kinda tried to recreate this coolness in some of the 3D games, but it never really worked for me like this did. It's a different type of cool, I guess. Thinking back to the opening of Sonic Adventure 2, where he's cracking jokes as he escapes from the helicopter, he's supposed to be cool in that moment. He's showing that he has no respect for authority, so he's joking about it like it's nothing to him. I can't really imagine this version of Sonic doing that. He has an attitude, don't get me wrong, but I can't really imagine him making a joke at all. Being a comedian isn't really his thing. I think that's something later games kinda fumbled on, in my eyes at least. I think you can still have a good joke here and there. Hold back a bit and drop a real good one-liner. Make it punchy, rather than feeling like a stand-up routine. Something I didn't really take into account with the cool, goofy spectrum earlier is his cuteness. Sonic can be really adorable. Just look at some of this fan art. Whoever made this little animation here, I love you. Your version of Sonic is so cute and endearing. I can't find whoever made this. If anyone knows who did, drop it in the comments and I'll pin it. I need to shout out whoever brought this into the world. I guess that goes to show that you don't have to be a fan of one type of Sonic. You can appreciate all kinds of Sonics. I really like cool Sonic, but I also like cute Sonic. And I think Sonic in Sonic Frontiers is one of the best 3D portrayals we've seen of him in a while, though he is a bit too brooding for my liking. I say, give him a bit more energy, just a tiny bit. I do like, though, how we can have different perspectives of the same Sonic. Maybe you like him as he is in Frontiers, and wouldn't change a thing about him. Or maybe there's some other aspect to Genesis Sonic you like that I didn't mention. Maybe you feel like I completely misrepresented him, and fundamentally don't understand him as a character. That's fine, I can only speak to my perspective of him. When I think about just how many reasons there are for someone to like Sonic, it reminds me of just how strong a visual design he has. This is Sonic when he was introduced to the world. He has all the attributes we've talked about so far. He's blue and has pointy spikes, that's cool. He has big eyes and some rounded bits, that's cute. And he's wagging his finger at you, that's a little bit of his humor. There's all the bits for future artists and writers to exaggerate or downplay certain features to fit the role they need him to for that project. He's malleable. As a character, he's flexible enough to fit any environment. Think not just about the different portrayals of Sonic as a character, but the worlds he's been in. There's almost no consistency there either. There's the classic games, they're pretty self-explanatory. Then there's the Archie comics with all the weirdness that entails. Then you have Sonic Adventure, which is somewhat grounded, at least compared to the previous world Sonic's been in. At that point, it goes off the rails. Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog. None of these worlds feel the same. And while some of those aren't necessarily my favorite games or implementations of Sonic, I have to applaud the creativity. Speaking of creativity, I want to talk about another of my favorite Sonic depictions. This little fella is from the Sonic Japanese OVA. Now, those of you who have seen this piece, or might have seen clips online, stick with me for a moment. I want to talk to the people who haven't heard anything from this. So think about Sonic from all the games, movies, and shows he's been in over the decades. Think about how he sounded, how the voice actors played him. How would you expect this Sonic to sound? Based on all the media you've heard Sonic in, just think of a voice. This was in 1996, so it was relatively early on in his existence. You got something? Here's Martin Burke as the voice of Sonic from the English dub of the Sonic OVA.
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
I love it. It's just so weird.
All right, I'll go use it myself.
Tails is just like a little kid with his new toy.
Genuinely, this voice is so unique for the character. Even compared to the cartoons that came before it, this feels so different. Fresh. Sonic's all like, "Tails, we gotta stop Robotnik!" And Tails sounds like a snotty kid. "Okay, Sonic, go get the tornado ready!" It's just so unique. If you think about it, there is no real Sonic. There is a Mickey Mouse. You can perfectly imagine the silhouette of the big circle with the two smaller circles on top. I'm not gonna put that on screen just to be safe. You can imagine it. Everyone thinks of that when they hear Mickey Mouse. It is Mickey Mouse. What do you picture in your head when I say Sonic? Is it this? This? Maybe this? Or is it some weird conglomeration of a bunch of different versions of Sonic? Maybe you really like the coolness of Sonic CD Sonic, but also like how much he loves his friends in Sonic Heroes, so you combine those two to create your very own personalized Sonic. And what's interesting is that no bad game that comes out will ever take that from you. There could never be a great Sonic game ever again, and you would still have your little Sonic all to yourself. Of course, I'd hope for another great game in the series, but a Category 5 Sonic 06 2 wouldn't affect your headcanon. You can just ignore that game and go about your merry day, sitting and staring at the wall while you think about Sonic. What I'm kinda curious of, though, is Sega's plans going forward. I feel like even with the recent releases, over 3 decades since Sonic was first unleashed into this world, they still don't have his character nailed down. Link? They got him figured out. Mario? Set in stone. Sonic? I think he could do with some solidifying. It seemed like Sonic Team got into a really good groove with Sonic as a character for a while. He felt relatively stationary in terms of energy he brings to the game. But Sonic Frontiers shook things up a bit. They leaned away a little from the extended Sonic cast and settled with his core friends. He was often more serious and introspective. His voice was literally deeper. It felt like Sonic Team genuinely wanted to shake up the series a bit after the slump it kinda settled into after a while. And it worked. People loved Sonic Frontiers. It's one of the few times where it seemed like the majority of all the different Sonic fans can come together and agree that this game is pretty alright. So where does that leave Sonic Team? I haven't talked about it a whole lot, but they have that whole Sonic movie franchise going on. Don't know if you've heard about that. A few people bought tickets, audiences kinda like it. Movie Sonic feels so distant from Sonic Frontier Sonic. If Movie Sonic wasn't around right now, I'd expect that they'd lean harder back into a moodier, more reserved Sonic. But with the movies doing so well, I expect that he'll be a bit more cheerful in the next mainline game to better match that. Though I have to wonder if Sonic Team truly cares about homogenizing Sonic's design and personality across all mediums. If they really wanted to do that, they would have done it by now. Maybe they like having all these different versions of him so they can appeal to different demographics. Because at the end of the day, I think this core design is just so universally appealing. From a creative standpoint, you can go in so many different directions with it. And Sonic Team is still tinkering with him so many years later. Though, throughout every iteration, every single game, movie, show, comic book, McDonald's toy, nightmarish livestream event, there will be one part to his character that will always be there. His iconic catchphrase that comes from the one trait across every Sonic in the multiverse. Gotta go Speedy. Let me know what you think of this new series idea in the comments. For reference, future videos might have me talking about one game more specifically, like looking at the main party in a JRPG. I thought it'd be fun to look at Sonic here more as a brand than him in any one game, but later videos will probably be a bit more focused. Thanks for watching and see you next time.